Okay, so the show is called Medicare and You. This is Michael Regan, Thomas E. Porzio in the office, Leslie Gold McPadden. If you don't have any questions or you're too shy to call in, we understand. But you can keep it generic and just at least get, a little consultation at probably $250 or $450 an hour. You're getting some free time right here. 203-757-1320. Okay, so I'm sure everyone has checked out the Access Health CT website. My buddy Tom Shute gave me a nice plug. Thank you, Tom, very much. If you're going to buy, don't just buy from the website. You'll never have somebody to call. They are not licensed insurance agents in the call center. What Access Health CT or Access Health Connecticut has done is they've made us take a test on this book here, which Gene and I both passed, no problem. Kristen in the office is learning how to use it pretty well. Gene and I are licensed, so there is no commission difference. We only make about $9 a contract, so it's a numbers game. It's 9 per person, up to 16 for the Anthem product. But if you buy from the exchange or you buy from a licensed exchange agent, there's no difference in price. How to calculate the subsidies? Basically, you take the tax credit and you divide it by 12. That's how you get a fair price. This show is more of a legal show, but I did want to plug that the Access Health Connecticut website has been up and running since October 1st. It's basically created a bit of a nightmare, more than 300 phone calls a day. How is my seniors affected? Not at all. Seniors, you are affected by this major change. United Healthcare, Aetna, Anthem, and Connecticut. I don't sell WellCare, so my 4 sponsors are United Healthcare, Aetna, Connecticut, and Anthem. Major changes happening this year. Please, 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 my seniors out there, check with your physician. One of the carriers has disenrolled several doctors. Please check with your doctor and make sure that they are in the 2014 provider directory, okay? Everyone has received by now the annual notice of change that I spoke about last show. ANOC, annual notice of change. Here for you listeners or watchers, YouTube watchers, annual notice of change. We'll go over the difference in the copays. A lot of the plans now are going with a $30 copay. United has remained with a $10 copay, but they've raised their specialist to $50. Connecticut has gone with a $30 copay for the primary and raised the specialist to $50. Make sure you're looking at those. Check with your physician. Are they in the network for 2014? 2013 is pretty much in the books. So Aetna has chosen to go with a $20 copay and a $50 specialist. I'll turn it back over to the attorneys in another minute. And last but not least, we've covered United, we've covered Aetna, we've covered Connecticut. Connecticut actually went in line with Aetna and United this year, and they're doing 20% on outpatient surgery. And you might ask, why all these changes? It's hard to keep the premium zero. Zero truly means zero per month. So if you have a zero premium plan, you have a Medicare Advantage. You do not have a Medicare Supplement. A Medicare Supplement, you are retaining original Medicare. CMS, Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, they pay 80% of the claim, and your Medicare Supplement or your Medigap policy pays the 20%. That's why they notoriously are around $254 per month. So for those of you with a Part D, Humana has gone up on their Part D $5 a month. The prescription drug plan with United Healthcare has gone from $37.70 up to about $40 a month. Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield is grandfathering in, I learned yesterday, and it took me about a half hour, but I got my answer, which was sweet, the high deductible plan F, which is their $40 a month plan. I guess it's in the $38 range now. But that is staying only for grandfathered in members. So if you have the Anthem high deductible plan F with a $2,000 deductible, you are grandfathered in. Nobody new can buy it, though. So coming next year, that plan's off the table. That's a supplement. Check your ANOCs. Make sure you go to my seminars at the Cocoa Keys. Hold on a second. No. All right. I left that at the office. My seminars will be at the Cocoa Keys every week. I start on the 16th. Thanks for my listeners out there. The first seminar is already sold out, 180 people deep. So a little pat on my back.
Great.
Yeah, Regan.
Good job.
It's sold out, so call the office, 757-6099. We can either email you, give you the schedule over the phone. It's been in the newspaper lately. Thank you to United Healthcare for doing that. And I will be discussing all the plans there. Let's turn it back over to the attorneys. Enough from me, Michael Regan. Any questions with Medicare, you can always call in the show, or any questions with legal advice. Basically, we're going to keep it generic like we spoke about in rehearsal. Can't really give legal advice over the airways, but we could at least hint on a topic that might be important to you or advise you on what correct path to go. Phone number here in the studio is 757-1320, and we'll talk to you when you have time. If we don't, we're just going to keep rambling. Okay.
I'd like to make a point. You've been talking about the changes in the medical insurance and Medicare. One of the provisions of auto policies, which a lot of people ignore and fail to buy, is medical payments coverage. On your auto policy, virtually every auto policy, they offer medical payments coverage. Mike, you're probably too young, but back before 1994, we used to
I'm 43, my man.
Oh, my God. You don't look a day over 33.
No, people get surprised.
But back before 94, Connecticut had the no-fault law, which required that every auto policy had at least $5,000 in medical payments coverage. And basically what that's used for is to pay for doctors, hospitals, and sometimes some lost wages for medical treatment required that occurs from an auto accident.
Correct.
Today, it's not required anymore.
No, you can waive off no fault.
You can waive off, and many people, because we do a substantial amount of car accident cases in our office, and it's not that often that I see people who have the medical payments coverage. And I just want to advise people to take a good hard look at it when you go talk to your agents. Ask about it. Get a quote on it. It's very inexpensive.
Pennies on the dollar.
Right. It's probably $50-$60 a year for $5,000 in coverage. You could buy $10,000 in coverage. You could buy $25,000 in coverage. So if you end up needing substantial medical treatment with regard to a car accident, then you could avoid having to go through your own group carrier and the co-pays and the deductibles, and you'll have that money available to you through your auto policy. And for the pennies that it's cost, it's well worth it. So I'd encourage everybody to look at that, not only when they renew their policy, but give their agent a call and add it now.
They would just start the first of the month. So if you call today, it would activate November 1st.
Correct.
Right.
All right, take it away, Leslie. Tell us some great cases you're working on, some exciting stuff. What would a typical listener out there who's too shy, obviously, to call, because the phones were all lit up now. See, now you don't want to say your name, I can tell. There's got to be a workman's comp question out there, but they're just afraid. I can see it.
Right. Well, we have a lot of cases in the office, a lot of car accident cases. That's probably the bulk of the cases that we have in the office. And then sometimes we get medically complicated cases. We had a slip and fall where a woman, she kind of jerked her neck back and she had a brain injury.
Yes.
And we were able to pull that together and get her a six-figure settlement. Again, we had to get right on the courthouse steps right before the trial date to do it. But we are not afraid to undertake a more medically complicated causation pattern. We have all kinds of cases in the office. We're working on a case now that we're getting closer and closer to the sort of the end of where a piece of a grocery store display fell on a woman. It hit her knee. She had one knee surgery. She may need a total knee replacement. We think the store's got liability, and this is actually one of those cases where the store is considering its options, mediation and arbitration, because we've built the case block by block to show them that there's a real downside to them pushing it to a jury. And for us, too, especially where you have to prove both liability as well as damages, we see that there's a certain benefit to having that security blanket we were talking about, the low on an arbitration.
Correct. And this particular woman that Leslie's talking is just a lovely, lovely woman, would not have had the resources to fight this battle on her own. So, we've kind of taken up her cause and have gone forward, and we're hopeful that we'll end up with a very good result for her, and I think we will.
Right, and we're not afraid to, at this point, we've got 2 engineers working on the case, as well as, we're working very much in line with her physicians, to make sure that she gets the care that she needs. That the cases, and I think this is why I love working with Tom the most, he really believes that you get full value for the case, whatever you have to do to get that full value for the case, as opposed to, some of the firms that you hear on the side of a bus. It's more of a mill mentality, and they'll get just sort of a basic minimum.
Bus, well put.
A minimum. But when you come to the Porzio law offices, you can expect we're going to be there, we're going to be accessible, we're going to listen, and we're going to fight like hell to get full value on your case.
Absolutely. We'll try the case if we have to. As Leslie had indicated earlier, we put most of our personal injury cases into suit, which means a lot more work for us, a lot more expense for us, but it also maximizes the benefit to the client in the end, and that's what we're all about.
The most important thing is, how are they going to find you? Phone number, address, how the people are going to find you, my friend.
Law offices of Thomas E. Porzio, 625 Wolcott Street in Waterbury, 203-573-0019. Ask for either myself or Leslie Gold McPadden. We'll be happy to help you.
That's
okay.
Great.
And this is going to be how you're going to find us. Producer Nick, take over.
If any of you would like to watch previous broadcasts of Medicare and You on the Internet, let's say you miss a broadcast that airs and you would like to know what Mike talked about that week, you can. They're available online. Just go to www.watr.com. That's WATR's official webpage. And if you scroll to the bottom of the page, you'll see a big red YouTube button. That takes you to WATR's official YouTube page. And you can watch all of the videos of Michael's previous broadcasts as they're uploaded. Take about a week to a week and a half to get a broadcast up. If you'd like to go to YouTube directly, you can go to www.youtube.com, and then in the search prompt, there's a search box. Just type in Medicare and You, Michael Regan, WATR, and the videos are bound to pop up. Also, if you're a little gun shy and you don't want to call in on the show, but you want to email Mike a question about your Medicare, you can email him at WATR@gmail.com, and that's all one word. There's no spaces.
Well done. Well done. Okay, so, as promised, that was Attorney Thomas E. Porzio, Leslie Gold McPadden. You've been a great guest. Thanks for all the nice callers. It's John Lennon's birthday, so we're going to play a song to ride out the rest of the show.
Thanks for having us, Mike.
Thanks for your listening.
Thank you very much.
All right, so it's been a very successful Wednesday. The time to buy Medicare starts October 15th, runs through December 7th. You can make a change, and the change will start January 1st, 2014. Thanks for listening, and see you in 2 weeks. Have a great Wednesday, everybody.